Well, over the last few years that I have been patterning bismuth, it's been a pain in my butt. I generally don't like bismuth because the pellets are random sizes, and that apparently includes even the latest Boss War Chief. They've been a mess. So I've had lousy luck with Kent in particular because the pellets have crumbled so much they embed themselves in the wad, and you can see the wad go straight through plywood at 40 yards. Horrible. And of course, when all of the shot is still in the wad, you don't have much of a pattern. The bismuth does. Same range, same Fab RML4S. Heavier payload though, so it should kick. So we'll zoom in a little bit. Little bit more. Same laser verified 40 yards. You can certainly feel the difference, 1.5 ounces versus 1.25 ounces, no question about it. Of course, I don't have any heavy hunting gear on. So let's go down and take a little closer look at things. That was the Kent Bismuth 1.5 ounces, number 3. So here's a look at our Kent Bismuth number 3. You can see that this is a far, far more open pattern than either the lead or the Federal Tungsten Super Shot. That is a wide open pattern. And in this case, the wad from our Kent Bismuth load went clear through the target, clear through the board. So I guess you could kill a pheasant with the wad in this case. So the brittleness and the fracturing of bismuth is a real problem, particularly when it fractures inside the barrel before it even gets out of the muzzle. So you've got a mess. So I don't like bismuth. It's just they're not there yet. It's not as dense as lead. Nothing's going to change that. They're not perfectly round for the most part. So it's hard to get it to shoot at least the way I want. But of the bismuth loads that I have tried, the new Winchester stuff is the best. Now this is Winchester buffered bismuth, 1450 feet per second, 1.25 ounces, number 4s. So how do you get the best results out of bismuth? As a generality, you need to strangle it. You need to choke it. So you need to do better than, certainly better than modified, as far as I'm concerned. So, is there a lethal 12 gauge bismuth load at 50 yards? Well, maybe we can get a hint. So I'm using the Winchester. I'm also using an Impala Plus. The Impala Plus choke tube I'm using is actually the trulock dove choke. Trulock long range dove choke. They make a medium range and a long range. The long range choke is a little tighter than improved modified. And we'll see how it does. But this should be just about ideal for 50-yard work with number 4 bismuth, with a good load. And that's what I've found the Winchester to be. So let's see how it does. Now that's 1 3/8 ounce payload of number 4s, so the payload is certainly generous. So I'm impressed, and you will be too. The Winchester bismuth is the best. It's the best I've ever used. that extra payload really helps. I'll give you, for comparison's sake, this is 1 ounce of Winchester Bismuth number 4, just out of a modified choke at 50 yards out of a 20 gauge. So, not the densest pattern, but it's only 1 ounce. And I'm not using the extra constriction that I get from my trulock long range dove. I think they should rename it long range dove / bismuth, or DB. Because look at that. Now, look at this. It's like night and day. I use some Impala Plus because that's what I had the correct trulock choke for. Normally, if I'm shooting off a bag with heavier loads, I like gas guns. Standing up, no problem, but I'm not wearing any padding, no pass pad or anything. So this pattern's slightly to the left, but I guarantee you that was me anticipating recoil. And I got it, but not quite as bad as I thought. But that is one incredibly dense pattern. So it tells me that with the Winchester load, you can look at all the pellets on the back, the pellets absolutely are not fragmenting inside the barrel. Now what they do if they hit bone, I can't really tell you. But that is certainly a dense pattern, and it's 50.5 yards. So, that's my pick. If you want a bismuth load to try, go with the Winchester. It's not a super light payload by any means. So we are talking about 1 3/8, and it's also not low velocity. It's 1450 feet per second. But the Winchester Bismuth is more consistent in diameter, and it's more round-ish than I think you'll find from any other load, and it's also buffered. So I don't think you can get anywhere near this level of performance from a 20 gauge or anything else with bismuth if you want a 50-yard mallard load or a pheasant load. 1 shot, 1 kill. I think this is the load that you're going to have to go with. I haven't seen anything really competitive to it. So that's what it is. Buffered bismuth from Winchester, their latest load, 1 3/8 of number 4, and I'll call it a winner. If I had my fab arm or my V3 or 12 gauge B80 that was easier on my shoulder, I'd pop a few more shots. But I think it's a winner. Try it yourself in your own gun because you get to be the judge, not me. But if you want to shoot bismuth at substantial range, I think this is your best option for ducks and for wild pheasant. So check it out, see if it meets your expectations. Pretty darn good as far as I'm concerned. And I do think, as a generality, that you're going to have to choke bismuth a little bit more. You have to strangle it and get yourself a trulock long-range dove, and I think you're set because that is really a nice dense pattern as far as I'm concerned.